Hey everybody, I'm Miss Hitchcock, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a self-portrait with our masks. So this is what mine looks like, but there's a secret surprise. When you unfold this part, you can see your full face, and then I've got some little describing words about me on the inside of mine. So here I've got artistic, kind, silly, creative, and smart, and then I've got a bunch of little designs all the way around. You guys, depending on your level, can just draw some of your favorite things in here. You can draw your favorite animal, your favorite food, something you like to do. Or you can write your own words that describe you. You can make some bubble letters if you want. I'll show you guys how to do that later on. Or you can just write them out in your regular handwriting. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this today.
All right, so the first step, you're going to make sure your paper is vertical, so long ways up and down. And then you're going to take the bottom edge of your paper and fold your paper in half to meet that up with the top edge. So we're putting the bottom edge to line up with the top edge of your paper. And you're just going to fold your paper in half. So your paper should look like this, be folded hamburger style. You're going to grab just the top piece of paper and you're going to fold this top edge of that top piece of paper down to meet this bottom edge down here. So I'll go through that one more time. So I've got my paper folded in half. I'm going to take just the top piece, fold it down to meet the edge of the bottom piece. So my paper looks like this. It'll look kind of like that from the side, where it'll unfold like that. So now that we have our paper folded, the first step, you're going to take a drawing utensil. So you can take a crayon, a marker, a pencil. I'm going to take a Sharpie just so it's easier to see on the recording. And we're going to start by drawing our head. So I'm going to start by drawing the top of my head. So I'm going to start on one side of my paper, and then when I come up, I'm going to curve up, but don't go too close to the top so you have room for your hair. So I'm going to curve upwards, try to not go too close to the top, but I'll go a little bit close, and then come back down on the other side. Once I do that, I'm going to do the bottom of my face and kind of finish the circle oval shape. So I'm gonna draw that curve all the way around and meet up with that line on that side. All right, so now that we have our head drawn on, we are going to go ahead and draw our eyes. So you can draw your eyes a few different ways. You can draw your eyes closed, you can make them circles, or you can do them the way that I'm going to show you. Or if you have your own way to draw your eyes, feel free to do that too. Or you can follow along with me. So I'm going to start on one side of my face where I want my first eye to be, and I'm going to draw a little upwards curve that curves back down, sort of like a little rainbow shape. And then I'm going to connect those lines with a horizontal line. I'm going to do the same thing for the other eye. So I'm going to come to the other side of my face, go up in the little rainbow shape, and then I'm just going to close that with a line. I'm going to add my iris, which is the colored part of my eye, and then I'm going to add my pupil, which is the black part of my eye that I see with. So I am going to start with my iris. So I'm going to go inside of my eye, and I'm just going to draw another little rainbow shape for my iris. And then for my pupil, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw an even smaller little rainbow shape on the inside of my iris. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to make a small little rainbow shape going up, back down, and then the same thing on the inside, just a smaller one. At this point, you guys can choose to color in the pupils. You can leave a little white space in the pupil by drawing a line through it and then just coloring in part of it, or you can color it in later on if you want to. So now that I have my eyes, I can add eyelashes if I want. So to draw my eyelashes, I'm just going to draw a few little lines. You could go all the way around your eye, or you don't have to add any eyelashes at all. Just do this however you want your face to look, since this is your self-portrait. So now that I have my eyelashes and my eyes done, I'm going to draw my eyebrows. So your eyebrows, you can make different funny expressions. You can draw them angled downwards to look more angry. You can angle them upwards to look sad or surprised. Or you could do a little bit of both and maybe look a little bit confused, or you could just make some normal straight eyebrows. So to start my eyebrows, I'm going to just draw a line going upward, just a little line, and then from the top of that line, I'm going to curve around, and then I'm going to connect those 2 points with another curve. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, but this one I'm going to make loop down a little bit. So I'm going to make kind of a confused face. So I will start again with a line, but instead of curving up, I'm going to curve in a little bit and upwards. And then I'm going to connect that with another curved line, connect those 2 points. So now I've got my funny little eyebrows. Now that I have my eyebrows, I'm going to draw my mask, since this is going to be the part of our portrait where we see our mask. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to draw a curved line all the way across that goes up a little bit once you reach the middle of your face, and then it curves back down to reach the other side of your face. So that's going to be our mask. So now we're going to draw our hair and our ears. So if you have hair that covers up your ears, you don't have to draw your ears. You can just draw your hair, and you can skip this part. If you want to draw your ears, this is how I'm going to do mine. So I'm going to find the side of my face next to one of my eyes, and I'm going to draw just kind of a little half circle coming off my face and come back in. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So next to my eye, on the side of my face, this is kind of like a little C shape, like a half circle, and come back in. So now that I have my ears, I'm going to move on to my hair. So there's a lot of different ways we can draw our hair. I'm just going to show you guys a few possibilities. So here are a few. You can draw your hair up if you have long hair. So to do that, I would just start at the top of my ear and mimic and repeat this line that we made for the top of our head all the way around until we reach the top of our other ear. And then you can add your ponytail, you can add a bun, so just like a little circle on top of your head or anywhere that you want it. You can draw pigtails, so ponytail on either side. You could even draw braids. I think I might do braids on mine. And then if you have shorter hair, here's a couple of different options. So if you have curly hair, you could do something like this. If you have more short spiky hair, you can do something that goes up, or if you pretend these lines aren't here, you could do something that looks more like that. So if you have long hair that you want to draw down, I just found the part, so my hair parts on this side, and from where my hair parts, I draw a curved line going outwards and go all the way to the bottom of my paper. You don't have to go all the way off the edge if you want. You can stop about here and draw a straight line across, or you can draw a zigzag line to show the ends of your hair. And then on the other side, you'll do the same. You'll curve up from the part and go all the way around. If you have different textures in your hair, like your hair isn't as straight as this, you can just kind of wiggle, make a squiggly line instead of a straight line. If you have curly hair, you can make big bumps like the edges of a cloud. So for mine, I'm going to draw, I think I'm going to draw a braid so that you guys can see how I would do that. So I am going to start over here at the top of my ear, and I'm just going to trace sort of around this line at the top of my head. I think I might draw 2 braids. So to do that, to have a braid, if I have a French braid, my hair would part right about here in the middle of my head. So I'm just gonna draw a line right there to show that my hair is parted. And then I'm gonna start right here at the corner of where my mask and the side of my face and my ear meet. This is how I usually draw braids. Draw a curved line going this way, and then over here on the other side, draw a curved line, but don't connect it with this one, go a little bit below it. So then we're gonna come back to this first one, start in the middle of it, and then don't connect it to this line again, we're gonna go below it. And we're gonna keep repeating that, going in the middle, and then going below, middle, and below. And now I'm running off of the paper, so I'm just gonna finish that up just like that. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side. So there are my braids. So here I want you guys to decorate your mask however you want. You can make it look like a mask that you have, or you can make it look like a mask that you would like to have. And also if you'd like to draw some lines for your neck, just find the bottom of your head and draw 2 lines going down. And there's my neck. So now that we have our mask portrait drawn, we are going to move on to the inside. So I'm just pulling down on the bottom of my paper, and now I can see that I just have half of my face. So I need to redraw that bottom half of my face, but without my mask this time. So I'm gonna find the edges of my face, and I'm gonna redraw my chin, curving down, and then curve this one down to meet up with that. So I've redrawn my chin, and then I'm gonna finish my ears and my hair where they were cut off by the fold. And here I can actually draw where I want the braids to end. So I'm gonna draw some little frills and a little ponytail holder there. All right, so now I've finished my hair. I'm going to draw my neck again. So I'm going to draw 2 lines going down off the bottom of my face. And then I'm actually going to draw a scooping line that scoops down to connect those lines. And here I can also draw a shirt if I want to. I would just draw my shoulders here with some lines. Just make sure nothing hits this part right here, because this part's the part that folds back up. So you don't want to see your shirt or anything on that. I'm not going to put a shirt there so I can have some more room to put words and little drawings. So now I am going to draw my nose and my mouth. So there's a few different ways you can draw noses. You can just draw a little half circle. You can draw a point. You can draw a full triangle if you'd like, or you can draw something like this. So beneath one eye, I'm going to draw a little loop. Beneath the other eye, I'm going to do the same. And then I'm going to draw a big loop that connects those two. So I'm going to connect with the big loop right there. So there's my nose. So now I'm going to make my mouth. So your mouth can be open, it can be closed. You can draw teeth and a tongue if you want, or you don't have to. Here are a couple of examples of an open mouth that's kind of open to the side. This mouth is more open in the middle. You can see some teeth there. Maybe you've got some teeth missing. And then a tongue, just a couple of little loops, and then a mouth closed. It's just a line, and then I put a little smile line there. So there are some different ideas. I think for this one, I'm gonna draw a really big smile, but it's gonna be off to one side. So draw a curved line. I'm gonna draw a little smile line right there. And then coming out of that, another curved line, and I'm gonna match that up with this and close that shape. So I'm gonna add just a couple of teeth right in the middle, and I'm gonna connect them and then just draw a line right up. And then I'm gonna draw a tongue as well. So I'm gonna come up from the bottom of my mouth, draw a little hump that doesn't quite go all the way down. There you go. And then I can fill this in, or I can fill this part in with another color later on. So now that I have my full face drawn, I am going to move on to writing those words that we saw before. So let's go back to look at what mine looked like that I made before. So I've got all these words that describe me. You might want to think about making a list first, or just drawing them out, writing them out in pencil before you go over them with anything permanent to make sure you have words that you want. I want you guys to come up with your own words that describe you. You can use a couple of mine, but I want you guys to come up with your own words as well. And I have some different ideas for you. And then if you notice around those words, I've filled in this space with some swirls, some stars, some squiggles, some hearts, just any little design that you want to add in. Or if you're still working on your writing, or you're not really feeling like coming up with words for yourself, you can just draw like your favorite food, your favorite animal, some different things that describe you that are more like symbols. So a symbol is something that represents you that isn't words, something that's more of an image or a picture that describes you. So you can use a symbol instead. So for mine, I've got a little list of words here. So you could use smart, funny, silly, creative, got athletic, awesome, considerate, happy, super duper, artistic, honest, helpful. So you can use some of those words, or you can come up with your own words. So I'm going to fill in some space. So I want to do some bubble letters. I'll show you guys how to do that. So I'm going to do the word kind right here, but I want to make it bubble letters. So I'm going to use a pencil first, and I'm just going to print that word. So now that I have that, I'm going to go outside of it and bubble all the way around. And that's how I'm going to create my bubble letters. You guys don't have to use bubble letters if you don't want to, but I've decided that that's what I want to do for mine. So once I have that, I can go in with one of my colors or with my Sharpie, my marker, and just outline the bubbled part. So once I've got that outlined, whoops, I'm going to go back and erase my pencil. And now you can see my bubble letters that say kind. Alright, so now that I have that, I'm going to fill in the rest of the space with some designs, with some squiggles. I might actually draw a cat over here because that's one of my favorite animals. So draw a little cat's head. Over here, draw some sushi because I love sushi. And then I'm just gonna fill in the rest of the space with some designs. Alright, so now that I've got all my designs, I'm actually gonna close my paper back up, and I wanna add some designs out here as well. Alright, and now I'm also going to decorate my mask. So now that I have everything drawn, I'm just going to color all of it. So you can color this with crayons or colored pencils or markers, whatever you guys have that you want to use to color this in. Alright, so now we are all done. So mine looks like this when it's closed, and like this when it's open. So you can see it's nice and colorful. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun doing this, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.